go ahead and get started. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sunny Brown with the Ole Miss Alumni Association and thrilled that each of y'all have hopped on here today. This is just one of our many virtual talks that we've been doing through the last couple of months from our office, just with different experts on campus about life and education in a pandemic. So we're very fortunate. This is the School of Applied Sciences first virtual talk, and Dean Grandjean is kicking us off. A little bit about him: he joined the university in 2019 from the University of Baylor. He received his bachelor's degree from Anderson University in Indiana. He then went on to Texas Christian University, also known as TCU, and then finished with a PhD from Texas A&M. So deep roots in Texas, but we are thankful that he is here in Oxford with us on this somewhat of a dreary day. He's leading one of the biggest, largest growing schools on campus. So we're very thankful for that and excited to hear how they're handling the world in times of pandemic. A little housekeeping before we start. We do ask that everybody remain on mute. You're more than welcome to turn your camera on. It makes it a little easier to talk to smiling faces than just black boxes. And if you have any questions throughout, feel free to drop them in the chat. There will be plenty of time for the discussion after Dean Grandjean presents as well. So just keep that in mind, and I will monitor the chat, and I'm thankful for all of y'all joining us today. So with that, Dean Grandjean, I will stop my screen share and let you take it over.
Thank you. Is everybody able to see the screen with the Applied Sciences logo? Great. Well, I tell you what, it kind of looks like one of our leadership council meetings with a few real special guests here. So thank you all for joining today. Sunny and I were talking right before we started this, and I tried to wear a yellow tie to kind of offset some of the dreariness, right? Just put a little color in this. Hopefully there'll be some sunshine tomorrow. But what I want to do is welcome everybody. My name is Peter Grandjean, and I serve as the Dean in the School of Applied Sciences. And on behalf of Sunny Brown and William Fisher, our Development Associate, and our department chairs, our associate deans, and our director of the Institute of Child Nutrition, I just want to welcome you and say that we're thrilled that you're taking time and making effort to reconnect with your alma mater and your academic program. We're very excited to share with you how your School of Applied Sciences is flourishing in the face of what everybody would term challenging times. And there's so many wonderful accomplishments. And really, we have an aggressive and purposeful, concerted plan for the future. But there's just not enough time today in this one sitting to go over all of the great things going on in our school. So this is one of 4 interactions that we have planned in this type of format. And we're going to be talking today about creating, sustaining an unmatched learning experience in the face of this pandemic. We'll hope you'll join us for each of the subsequent upfront talks, and then through this presentation and then between presentations, I hope you'll connect with us and send suggestions for how we might connect with you more frequently and in more meaningful ways. Let me just start off by talking a little bit about who we are now. And some of you that graduated maybe in the not so recent past, you wouldn't recognize us. We're now, instead of 3 departments, we're now 6 academic departments. We have 3 service clinics. Our Institute of Child Nutrition serves our nation. And then we have 3 centers. So we're really a vibrant, growing school, many different entities and many different impactful programs. With respect to our school, our mission statement is really, it's simple, and we want everybody to be able to say it. We learn, we lead, and we serve. And our purpose is to improve the health and well-being of Mississippi, our nation and world. And we really, although we have many different programs that focus on a variety of different health parameters or how we serve our state, or our nation, all of us want to advance our profession and to serve others and improve the overall human condition through ingenuity, discovery, hard work, and compassion. That's our vision. Now, the mission and the vision that we have hasn't changed in spite of all the different events that have occurred over the last, I'd say, several months or to a year. You know, in August of 2019, we moved into a brand new academic home in Garland, Heddleston, Mays. And if you haven't been to campus, we invite you to come and we'll get you a cup of coffee and show you around. We welcomed a brand new chancellor. And then shortly after that, you know, we made the transition to a brand new year, a brand new 2020 with a lot of hopes and aspirations. And very quickly in March of 2020, we all, just like you all did, we all went to shelter in place. We shuttered our doors. We didn't close our operations. We just changed our operations. Our faculty and our staff, in just a matter of a week or 10 days, changed the way that they were delivering classes so that our students could maintain their academic progress. And we struggled mightily to figure out how we were going to continue into the near future. Over the summer, our chairs, our associate deans, in concert with our provost and other academic units across campus, worked to achieve the IHL's vision of opening up our campus in the fall to as many on-campus activities as possible. And I just tell you that of the other academic units, our unit really did a fantastic job. We had about 78% of our classes that we developed were face-to-face or hybrid in some format. So we really led the charge in that regard. And now we're doing the same thing. And we are trying to provide even more face-to-face and on-campus activities going into the spring in the hopes that a vaccine for the virus might be found and that we may be able to come back and return to more socially inclusive state in a safe way. But through all of this, we adhered to our mission, and that was to learn and to lead and to serve. In fact, not only did we plan for students to come back for their academic pursuits, but how do they come back safely? Our academic unit did this because faculty and staff in the School of Applied Sciences volunteered to be contact tracers. We have over 20 faculty and staff in our school that served in that capacity and have been serving in that capacity since we opened up our doors for the fall and welcome students and faculty and staff back. So we're serving our community as well as the state of Mississippi by getting in front of this pandemic as best we can, trying to keep our campus safe and open. What I want to do is focus today, though, on what we're facing as a school, what we're facing as a university, and what we're struggling to face along with all of the other academic institutions of higher learning. That is, before the pandemic, we recognized that there was a decrease in the amount of graduating students from high school, and that there would potentially be a decrease in the amount of traditional students enrolling in our universities. It's a concern because, especially for state institutions, right? In our case, we're highly dependent upon the tuition dollars and more dependent on the tuition dollars with state appropriations going down. So in order to keep our doors open, in order to offer opportunities for individuals in our state, we have to find ways to attract students and to provide the resources they need in order to help them achieve their goals and aspirations. So what I want to do is focus right now on what are our enrollment trends, what do we look like, and we're one of 10 academic units across campus And when I say academic units, there are other units across campus like the library or the honors college, the graduate school that don't particularly house students or offer academic degree programs. So that's what I mean by academic units. We're one of 10, and we're the third largest, and not unlike other academic units across campus, we've experienced some decreases in enrollment. This year in particular, we were one of only 2 academic units that actually grew by 20 students, as you can see from the 2019 bar to the 2020 bar. We grew by 23 students, but we're still down from the years, the immediate previous years past. If you take a closer look at our degree programs, exercise science is by far the largest program that we have, followed by criminal justice. And down here towards the bottom, we see 2 new academic programs. These just have a few students in them, but they're growing, they're brand new, they're growing. And I want you to pay particular attention to some of these programs because they are the wave of the future. Our Bachelor of Science in Applied Gerontology, for example, is a truly interdisciplinary degree program, meaning that courses are taken from all of the programs that you see here on the screen. And our Public Health and Health Sciences is a program that really has transitioned from health promotion to a professionally accredited program that is going to serve students in multiple ways, from the pre-health professions all the way to studying health, our public health in the state and region. If we take a closer look at the trends, you'll see that overall we've lost, even though we gained 23 students over the past couple of years, we've lost 65 undergraduate students from 2019. So we're down a little bit, and you can see some of the programs where we've had some of the greatest change, both in numbers, decreasing numbers, and in increasing numbers. These are just statistics, if you will. You can't read anything into them. There are a number of reasons why some programs have decreased in numbers and why some programs are increasing. And I'll be glad to answer questions that you might have in that regard. But this is really just showing you the flux in students that we've observed over the last couple of years. So from 2019, though, we're down about 65 undergraduate students. Our graduate enrollment, and this is our current state of graduate enrollment, the largest master's degree program we have right now is Communication Sciences and Disorders, followed by Criminal Justice and some of the others. But if you look at those numbers, much like the undergraduates, we have changes in those numbers. But unlike the undergraduates, just about every one of our graduate programs has increased student numbers. In fact, the growth that we've seen is in our student population is completely due to greater graduate enrollment, and particularly in the master's program, since our PhD programs have remained stable. In fact, this is the current enrollment by department. You'll see that health, exercise, science, and recreation management is by far the largest. And our the newest department, applied gerontology, is the smallest but growing. One of the things that we stand for and we look forward to improving upon is the fact that not only are we the third largest academic unit on campus, we are the most diverse academic unit on campus. If you look at the university, we have more full-time students than the average at the university, more female students than the average at the university, more minority students, and by far more resident students. So that's kind of who we are right now, and a little bit about how we're changing. Let me get back to this idea of decreasing enrollment. There will be a smaller piece of the pie when we talk about traditional students. And we all know that. And so we've got to plan for that contingency, because University of Mississippi has been largely reliant on those traditional students. But at the same time, we need to serve our state and our region by helping those non-traditional students who are working in fields that they want to transition out of, achieve their goals, and how we can grow leaders in this area. And so that's why graduate education is extremely important. In fact, prior to the pandemic, I had challenged our chairs with this idea of innovating our programs, because we know, and it was pointed out extremely well by Scott Pulsifer, who is the president of the Western Governors University, if we're not able to innovate our programs and increase access and improve the quality of our programs so there's a greater return on investment, we will move into irrelevancy. And so I challenged our chairs to take that concept back and to think about it and to visit with their faculty, to talk about things about like, are our current programs offerings, our current program offerings, are they relevant? Many of our faculty will tell you, absolutely, we're relevant. We maintain professional accreditation. And I challenged our chairs to go beyond that, that professional accreditation just means that we're meeting minimum quality or qualifications as our other programs, and that means we're just like many other programs. But how are we relevant for today's students? And based on our current offerings, how are we different, right? How are we different at the University of Mississippi in applied sciences, in your department or in your programs? What are our unique strengths, and how can we do better? That's a challenging question, right? How can we do better? So our chairs took up that challenge, and we did this well before the pandemic. Like I said, and there's been a lot of planning going on inside these departments and inside programs. We've retooled our curriculum committee. That's the committee that reviews and provides suggestions for anything new coming forward in any of our academic programs before it moves through the internal processes and workings at the university. And in the Applied Sciences Curriculum Committee, we've challenged ourselves to look at programs and find out where critical thinking has been embedded in the program. Have we built enough flexibility into our degree programs? Have we made our programs friendly to our regional campuses? We've got a number of students that are aspiring to transition to the University of Mississippi. Have we made it flexible enough and friendly enough so those students can do that? How do we take our undergraduate programs and build efficiency so that they connect with graduate programs and things like 4+1 or 3+2 programs, right? How do we build interdisciplinary programs? And there are just a number of questions that we ask, and our faculty have really risen to the occasion. They've retooled, improved the current existing degree programs, as well as innovated and thought of new programs that we can grow and build. Let me just show you what these programs look like. This is a quick chart to show you what these programs look like as I arrived here just a little less than 2 years ago. We had 10 undergraduate majors. One was brand new in applied gerontology. 10 undergraduate majors, 9 master's programs. Just one undergraduate minor, if you will, and a 3+3 in law studies it was in cooperation with the law school. We had a brand new online master's option for hospitality management, and we just started off with a new PhD program in social welfare. So that's kind of what we look like. Thanks to our chairs and their leadership, their vision, and the willingness of our faculty not only to hold on to the degree programs that we've had through the pandemic and to transition the way we offer those. This is what they've been working on, and this is what we look like right now. We've had a tremendous increase in the number of undergraduate minors, minor degrees. In one particular program, we have 3 different minor options. In sport recreation administration, it's sport administration, recreation administration, and therapeutic recreation. So that offers students a tremendous array of options to choose from, not just in sport and recreation administration, but from other departments. These undergraduate minors allow students now to come in and tailor make their academic degree programs here at the University of Mississippi. We've added connectivity with our graduate programs in 4+1s. We've transitioned health promotion to a public health and health sciences undergraduate degree program. We've added online options. We've got a new online program, Masters of Criminal Justice. And in criminal justice and legal studies, a new name for a traditional department, they've added a PhD program that will launch in 2021. In addition to that, we have a whole host of new programs on the horizon. A brand new master's program in sports analytics, a graduate certificate in intercollegiate athletic administration, a whole host of minors. Our chair in communication sciences and disorders just recently announced that they're going to roll up their sleeves and get an online and master's degree in communication sciences disorders stood up here in the near future. We have a certificate, undergraduate certificate in minor in biomechanics, and in social work, a certificate in child welfare training that's coming really soon. We have strategic planning that's going on. This is super exciting because all of these programs are consistent with the first 3 of our overarching goals. And I show you this to tell you as alumni that we would love to hear from you. We'd love for you to visit with us, to work more closely with us, and to help us grow these programs. We can learn off of your knowledge and wisdom. And now I'm going to leave this slide up as we transition to introductions from our chairs, associate deans, and directors. If you want to look at our view book and learn more about our students, learn more about our programs, this is an interactive view book. If you just hold up your camera from your phone to that QR code, you'll see your web browser will launch, and you can choose that and check that out at a later date. These are some of the great things that are going on, and now I want to introduce, or I want the people that have made this happen introduce themselves for you. If we can, we'll start off with applied gerontology and leadership from that department, and we'll go in alphabetical order from there.
Hi, I'm Teresa Carithers, and I joined the university in the School of Applied Sciences in 2005, and was talking with a student just yesterday, and he asked me, well, what have you been doing? And I began to think back, and I realized last night I've been learning and leading and serving the whole time. So it fits really well with the mission of the school. I actually have held 3 administrative permanent positions, and I've held 4 interim administrative positions. And currently, I'm serving as the chair of Applied Gerontology, which is the new program we've been talking about. And it is, we don't have alums. So I'm thrilled to have you all talking with us today and learning about the new visions that the school has. That's been one of the landmarks, is that we have always been a cooperative school and a visionary school. And so I hope that you'll get to know the Department of Applied Gerontology and see how it's addressing the needs of the future. Thanks for tuning in today.
I think criminal justice is the next one, right? If you go alphabetical, I think criminal justice and legal studies.
Hello, everyone. Appreciate you taking the time to join us today. I'm the department chair in the newly renamed Department of Criminal Justice and Legal Studies. And I spent some time at Texas State University before coming here in July of 2019. And prior to that, I was at the University of South Florida for 7 years, where I was the associate department chair while I was there. Interesting fact about myself is I did a 1-year internship with the Drug Enforcement Administration while I was a master's student in criminal justice. And that likely would have been my job, would have been a special agent with the DEA had I not got accepted into the PhD program, because I only applied to one PhD program.
Thanks, Wes. Vishaka?
Hi, I am Vishaka Rao. I'm the chair of the Department of Communication Sciences and Disorders. I have been all over the place. I have a master's degree from the University of Texas at El Paso in speech language pathology, and audiology degree from PhD from Purdue University, and then a postdoc fellowship from Johns Hopkins University. Interesting fact, I don't know, you might find it boring, I'm not sure, but I have a master's certification in one of the oldest languages called Sanskrit, and I'm an author of 2 different textbooks.
Thank you.
I guess the next one is me, right?
Absolutely.
Hello, everyone. I'm Min-Soo Kang. I'm a department chair of Health, Exercise Science, and Recreation Management. It's good to see you all. I joined the Ole Miss in July 2017. So this is my beginning 4th year. And I've been enjoying working with all the chairs, directors, and also dean's office staff members in as well. There's something interesting fact about me. I played a competitive European handball until the college years. So, nice to meet you all.
Thanks, Min-Soo. Thank you. I guess nutrition comes after.
I was thinking ICN came next, so we're up. My name is Melinda Valiant. I'm the chair of the Department of Nutrition and Hospitality Management, and the director of the Center for Health and Sport Performance, which is a center that's in partnership with Ole Miss Athletics. I also oversee within that center the sport nutrition activities that occur with athletics. An interesting fact about me, I'm a Mississippian from Drew, Mississippi, and I'm a 3-time graduate of the University of Mississippi. My bachelor's degree is in nutrition and dietetics, from which was then the Department of Home Economics, and my master's and PhD are from Dr. Kong's department, HESRM. So I was born a rebel, and I guess I've remained that way. So definitely an alumni who is also glad that you all are here. Hotty toddy.
Desiree?
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Desiree Steptoe-Watson. I'm the interim chair of social work. I'm the newest chair in our school. And I'm happy to be here today. I guess an interesting, my MSW and doctoral degrees are from the University of Illinois at Chicago. I've been at University of Mississippi for 13 years, but I'm still transitioning from a Chicagoan to a Mississippian. So that's an ongoing process. And an interesting fact about me is that I was a first-generation college student, which really helps me to, I think, relate very well to the students who are coming into our programs.
Thank you. Those are our academic departments, and we also have our director from the Institute of Child Nutrition here.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Alicia Hall Campbell, Executive Director of the Institute of Child Nutrition, which I'm not sure if you're aware of or not, but we're funded through USDA to provide education and trainings for child nutrition, federally funded child nutrition programs all across the United States. I've been with the Institute since 2010, so a little over 10 years now. and senior level capacity positions. I kind of struggle with what is unique about me, but I'll kind of pitch the one. I'm a former competitive gymnast. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. I didn't know that about you. Oh, wow. So then before we get to our associate deans, really quick, the person who keeps everything going in the dean's office, Miss Lolita Gregory.
Good morning. I wasn't expecting that. I was sitting in as an alum today. Yeah, so I'm the project manager for the School of Applied Sciences. I get to oversee exciting projects out of the dean's office and also handle the day-to-day operations. And I get to work with all of these wonderful people. And also I'm an alum of the School of Applied Sciences. An interesting fact. So a couple of months ago, I got to do a real fun photo shoot across the city of Oxford with Sunny, who is our alumni representative. We had a lot of fun.
We are the face of Oxford now. It's so embarrassing.
And then William Fisher, he's our development officer, and y'all may know him, probably do. He's probably ate lunch with you before. William, go ahead and tell us a fun factoid.
Fun factoid. I guess this one is interesting to me. It may not be anybody else, but all of my immediate family graduated from the university, and then 18 of my extended family members graduated from Ole Miss as well. I was counting that this morning when I was getting ready, so I think it's interesting.
We need to get you to prepare PowerPoint slides like we did for the school. And then Dr. Allison Ford Wade, one of our associate deans.
Hi, I'm Allison Ford Wade, and I'm a new associate dean. I started about 3 weeks before our global pandemic. But my fun fact is that I have been at the university longer than everybody on this call. I'm in my 17th year, so I came the year before Teresa, and have been kind of leading up the public health initiative along with Dr. Kong from HESRM. So excited, and I see one of my alumni, Stephanie Del Mastro, on the call. So I'm not sure about the other, I don't recognize the names, but welcome, Stephanie and others.
All right, Mark, you got the baton. Got to unmute there, sir.
Here we go. Just a quick word about Allison. I know she's been here the longest, but you know, she was only 15 when she started as a professor here. She's incredibly bright. I've had an opportunity to serve here at the University of Mississippi since 2006. We came up following a little hurricane in New Orleans and Mississippi, Katrina. Of course, there's a new one coming in today, but it's moving fast and it's only a Cat 1. That's like nothing. Anyway, so and now Ms. Sue, I'm so glad you're here. We really finally have a great chair in HESRM. We came up as chair for a few years, and I moved over to the dean's office, and it's been a pleasure working with everyone and seeing all the great things that are happening over the whole time. But in particular, the last 2 years, we're moving at warp speed, and it's a really good speed. Welcome, everyone.
Thanks, Mark. I guess what we can do is open this up for questions. If any of our guests have questions, alumni, about your programs, where we're headed.
I've got a question. I'll start us off. That usually makes it a little easier. What has been the biggest challenge? Because I know I'm a graduate of the hospitality management program, and for me, when I look back on my time as a student, it was such a hands-on program, and I learned so much because it was so hands-on and just jump right in. And I felt so prepared after I left, graduated and that sort of thing. What's been the biggest challenge in the pandemic to keep that spirit alive, so to speak? Because I mean, Zoom is by far the least hands-on we've ever been, and it worries me, and I just wonder how we've kept that spirit alive.
Yeah, I'll let any of the chairs answer some of that because they're the ones that are trying to work with faculty to try and find how we're going to deliver these courses. And a lot of the discussions, about community engagement, or as you said, the hospitality management, how do you keep Lenore Dining open, or, the things that make those degree programs. So I'm gonna leave it to the chairs. Melinda, you might want to start off with some of the challenges over in NHM.
Yeah, so I'll say that it has certainly been a challenge. We have maintained our hands-on experience in our basic foods lab. We just had to increase the number of labs from 2 to 7 to accommodate the students at a safe distance. This fall, we elected not to offer our Lenore Dining course because we really didn't plan in time to be able to meet all the Restaurant Association guidelines and health, but we have that ready to go in the spring. So we're making adjustments to that. We have been so fortunate that we have alumni and other industry partners that have allowed our students to still get that hands-on experience that Sonny, you referred to in hospitality. So we have a student doing an internship and at the Alumni. We've got students in industry sites, and while it may look a little bit different for those students, they're able to get the hands-on experience that it's really critical for them to have that capstone experience in their degree program. So we've definitely done a lot of pivoting, but made the efforts to keep our students connected. And I'll say in the sport nutrition world, we probably have 10 more volunteers this fall than we need, but we've had so many students to say they really needed that activity to get out of their apartments or their dorms. So we have 28 students who are volunteering with athletics now, many of which are coming in at 5:30 in the morning to do things to get ready for the day, and are happy to do that. So I think that that's been a good outlet for our students to have some connectivity.
Yeah, I know in criminal justice and legal studies, they pivoted pretty hard towards the ability to deliver their internship experiences, preceptor sites remotely, so that expanded the opportunities for our students. Wes, you might want to talk about that. And I think Vishaka really had some of the same challenges, maybe even Minsu too, with respect to internships and preceptor sites for HESRM and CSD.
Yes, we essentially have several options for the internship that we pivoted to for the summer and into the fall, where we still have we have the traditional internship program, which is obviously a field-based placement locally, and we've expanded that option to more of a quote remote, but still a field-based experience for students that maybe didn't come back to Oxford but wanted to work with a local agency, police agency, or corrections, or a law firm from where they're home, taking their classes virtually. So, and then we also have an online professional development module-based option as well for the students that didn't feel comfortable and/or couldn't identify a site for the field placement here in Oxford or back home. So we have a lot of flexibility there, because those are highly important experiences for our students to network and to get that experience, get those letters of recommendation, get their foot in the door, because in criminal justice, those internship experiences frequently lead to jobs upon graduation.
For CST also, just when we stopped closed the university or locked down the university in spring, we changed to SIMI cases and teletherapy. And that's how the students got some experience. And then as soon as the lockdown was over, we started bringing patients in. And so students could get hands-on experience with live patients. We did have a little bit of a setback at the beginning of fall. We had an outbreak, so we had to close it for 2 weeks. But then after the 2 weeks, we started again. And since then, we have been going, patients are coming in. There are some parents who want to have teletherapy, so they are getting teletherapy, but others are coming in here through the fall semester.
And then I can tell you, hands-on training, one of our Institute of Child Nutrition, who were delivering many of the training sessions face-to-face. Alicia, you can talk about just the cutting edge technology that you're using now to exponentially increase your training sessions.
Yeah, one of our major tasks and duties, as I mentioned earlier, is to provide education and training all across the United States. So when the travel restrictions and social distancing requirements were put into place, that really challenged us to do those face-to-face trainings. So we're really fortunate. We have our own information services IT team. And so they were well ahead of the curve, and we're conducting virtual instructor-led trainings. So we also have online self-paced courses through a learning management system as another alternative. And we also provide webinars to continue to make sure that those child nutrition operators are receiving the most up-to-date information to manage and operate those programs successfully as well as safely, especially during this time.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate y'all's answer. And I definitely think that although we were on lockdown or quarantine at home type of things, it sounds like our students are just going to be light years ahead of others that are not taking advantage of a lot of opportunities. I have a student in my EDHE class that is one of your interns, Dr. Valiant. So she loves being with athletics. Thank you. She needed an outlet for sure. We do have a question in the chat from Jeff, and I believe Jeff is on our alumni board or advisory board, but he would like to know, the School of Applied Sciences is a very strong school with a lot of attractive majors. And from those majors, we have a lot of attractive careers that are kind of ones that students are seeing and really want to figure out how to get an end to a means once they come to college. Have we thought about giving specific presentations through the Office of Admissions to plant seeds of interest with high school juniors about our academic programs? So I guess this is more of an admissions question.
Sure. Well, I can tell you, first of all, thank you for that question. One of the things that we know of is that we are really well positioned in terms of price point compared to all of our, sister institutions in the Southeast Conference or across the South region. We are very, very good value, if you will. And so we know that we have to capitalize on it. One. Two, what we just talked about in the presentation was the fact that we have really attractive programs, and we do have a lot of hands-on experience, and we pride ourselves in community engagement and service learning and serving others. We're professional programs primarily. So we know we have that, but so are other schools. So really what I was trying to do is impress upon you the fact that we asked our chairs and our faculty to go back and roll up their sleeves and take a good, close, hard look at their programs and how we can take 300 level courses that are typically junior level courses and make them 100 or 200 level courses so that students at the regional campuses might be able to take them concurrently with their community college and then transition. They would choose us to transition to our university and our programs. We developed a course, SAS, School of Applied Sciences 101, which is really a survey course that can be taken by high school seniors. It can be taken by transfer students. It can be taken by freshman students that we need to get in front of. So we've developed that so we can get in front of people a little bit more. And then, so we've made more connectivity with juniors and seniors, embedded that into our programs. Now that you've got to do that first, right? And then the second thing is marketing. We've really redoubled our efforts to look at more purposeful, targeted marketing. So those two things, I think, are ways that we can increase enrollment and get our message out. Now, everybody, all of the leaders that are on this call today too, know that we are all talking about looking at places we have not traditionally gone. We've traditionally neglected in our state. And so we're talking about, you know, a barnstorming tour. And even in spite of the pandemic, how can we get out there face to face and message all of our programs? So we will be going on tours to the Delta and to the southern part of this state where we really haven't been before, and to parts of the Mid-South that really we should be capturing a large, you know, number of students from those areas and captivating them and bringing them here to help them reach their goals. So yes, we do have a plan, and we are working. And let me just tell you this: as you know, many of our programs are different, right? So we have different audiences and different places to go, different messages. So all of us together are working in concert to go to these different places and message the specific aspects of our programs. It's not just going to be, you know, myself or our student advising network. Our faculty and our chairs are going to be more involved with that. So I hope that helps answer the question on how do we increase enrollment.
I think it definitely does. And I mean, that does cover our questions for the day. I know there's not a lot of alumni on this call, and we want to change that for our follow-up in December. But I do want to leave y'all with a little information about the Alumni Association. So we are slowly rolling out a mentor program, and that is our alumni being able to reach out to students and vice versa, so that students can kind of get the real world experience, where to move, where to live, what to do, what should be on my resume, what should I major in to be in this profession, and that sort of thing. So as department chairs and associate deans, and as well as you, Dean Grandjean, if you think of any alumni that you think would be great mentors, or any students that really need a mentor that just need some help, please direct them to the Alumni Association, because we definitely want to connect them. We want to create that Ole Miss family after they graduate and continue that network to build strong alumni for the School of Applied Sciences, as well as all of our other schools on campus. So that's my little plug. But if y'all think of anyone, please let me know. I'm happy to help, and definitely happy to help students reach out as well. I know that's intimidating, and we're here to kind of break down some barriers for them. But I really think that that's all the questions we've got. I've gotten a few that Jeff had a few in the private chat that you took great care of, Dean Grandjean. And if we don't have anything else, I guess we can wrap up if that's okay with y'all.
Can I leave with a couple of messages? Number one is, in addition to our efforts to increase enrollment, our chancellor recognizes this as a need across our university. And so we're getting a new vice chancellor of enrollment services, and we'll be working very closely with that new vice chancellor to do some of those things. I just wanted to let you all know that. So this is not just a school thing, this is a university thing. And then, hey, I'm so glad, Sonny, that you said that, you know, that the Alumni Association is starting that mentoring program. One of our overarching goals that you might have seen in the presentation was to enhance the relationship between the School of Applied Sciences learners, past, present, and future. So we're here to work with you, alongside you, and to use the programming that you have to connect our students, our future students, with our alumni. So anyway, I wanted to leave with that and thank everybody here for your time today and being here.
Thank y'all so much. I will go ahead and end the meeting for all, but if you need anything, feel free to reach out to us, and have a great rest of your week.
Bye.
Bye, y'all. Howdy toddy.
Bye-bye.